So there's a good chunk of time where a stranger, even online friends, show more support, more compassion, more consideration than even a good chunk of your IRLs. It holds a good amount of weight. You gotta listen, because you think just from where they're elevated at, where you see them, where you view them, you think they just do their basic regular duty of being somewhat aware, having somewhat of the priority to not just view everybody as the same person, or not view everybody as just a stepping tool, or learning how to communicate, learning how to allow other people to exist and coexist. You don't have to force yourself to only associate yourself with certain ideas that align with you. However, this doesn't seem to really be the case with most IRLs. Well, at least within you. When I say most, I mean a certain amount for you. I'm not talking about the general public here. I'm talking about specifically within your life. The funniest part and the fantastic part about all this is that all these people in your real life that are supposed to be not just considerate, not just putting you in one of the main priorities in terms of, oh, right now I'm talking to this person, let me adjust accordingly because this person is different from me. No, they just view you as the same person as the next guy. They think you're normal. Or they think that they know you like that. It really was my emotional final straw. But of course, because I was in a different environment, different atmosphere, totally couldn't just crash into my own head, lash out. These people are so blessed. They are so privileged that I am not a person that just easily gets irritated or just showcases it. Because by that point, I would have just gotten kicked out by that space by now. I probably would have. Would have been a good while ago even. But the craziest part is that these people just don't know. They don't care. Why would they care? Having to spend every single Sunday once again just dealing with these freaking people that I don't like or care about, in most cases, again, and then they keep having to tell me the same thing over and over, acting like, number one, I care, number two, bro, just do your own thing, mind your business, number three, I don't have to do everything what your guys are doing. You guys are lucky I even said, I'm going to Queens College on Wednesday. You're lucky. Because I was thinking, I'm never going back to Queens College. I was thinking of that. I was really heavily thinking of that. You see? You see how lucky you guys are having me? I promise you, I'm going to be in my braggadocious bag right now. Let's do it, because this weekend has just been an absolute emotional disaster class. There's a lot I've learned. I've learned that I'm not the most perfect, sane person. I am not a super stoic person that nothing just gets to me. I don't think that's really the case for me. Like, I could be. I had my moments of it. And then there's other moments where I need to let things go. But I have no healthy outlet in real life to go to. There's no healthy outlet. And there's a huge problem with me in terms of just being able to be more upfront with my parents. I have this problem because I'm just afraid of the consequences that they're going to give me at this point. Is that the reason why I have yet to be able to speak up about me wanting to leave church and never going back, leaving this religion? That's probably why. I just don't want to face the repercussions. I really don't. The potential ones, I mean. I don't want to, not even just disappoint them, but I don't want to make this such a deal to the point where they're going to talk to everybody about it. And it's like, bro, who do I talk to first about this? My brothers? I can. Because it seems like my dad isn't the right option. And I'm not saying that he's not going to listen to me, or I'm not, it's just going to be a lot harder. Because even if he left the church himself and he's never going back indefinitely, and he's told me about it, and I've agreed with him on a lot of what he said when he was telling me his story, is that we're not connecting in terms of the age range. The experience is not even just the fact that it's different. It's the fact that my experience is a lot more intense. So do I go to my brothers about it? Who though? Who? Because one of my older brothers goes to the same police academy as one of the church members. One of my older brothers lives in Texas. I'm not sure what he would think of it. He went to church a few times when he was here, but I don't know. He's not. I have no idea. My oldest brother? Maybe my two oldest brothers. That's not my other older brother that goes to the same police academy. I'm not saying he's not trustworthy at all, actually. I'm just saying there's just a lesser chance of me just being able to let it out just because. Maybe my oldest brother would be the best option, or my other older brother. It's gonna be so tough, bro. And then my two younger ones are kind of in it. Especially my youngest one. The youngest one's in it. Kind of serious about it, but he's such a hypocrite. And I understand he's young, but the way he carries himself, it makes it seem like he thinks he's above me in a way. But just off how he acts at times, I have to just place him down, like, yo, slow down. You don't have to do all of that. And I've kind of slipped up every now and then. Just being like, I mean, I'm asking certain questions. He kind of gets upset at times, and then it's like, bro, you're living in a literal fairy tale. You gotta relax, bro. Like you're being psyched down into thinking certain things, and you're not allowed to think for yourself. Can you actually think for yourself for like 5 seconds, please? Bro, watch when you get older, for real. Watch when these two little ones get older. They'll eventually get through that experience. Maybe it's just meant for them. I don't know. I don't know if they're really ready, or they're able to really grasp the whole purpose of religion is so that they just never stop just going. And it's not just about the going part. It's about the fact that they can just not stop and think for themselves. They can't stop and really consider what type of life they're living. And that's a problem. So the reason why I was talking about it, something within compassion within the intro, is because it was just the final straw, bro. I was already upset in the morning having to get up and go to church. Dude, why can't I get up and just vibe out? Why can't I sleep in a little bit more and just vibe out? I had to get up and realize or recognize, okay, I have to get ready for church now. Oh yeah, and the problem is too, with that, it's not even just the fact that I had to get up for church. I had to get up and realize there's other people that are coming to the same church I'm going, and because they act as if I'm a teenager and I can't go outside by myself, I have to go with them. It's like I don't have my own sense of awareness. I don't have my own sense of self when I'm with these people. It's like all my sense of self just goes out the window. Even if they would assume certain things, I have certain parts of myself. Bro, most of myself is just not there. Especially when I'm around these people. I don't feel at home at all. That's a problem. Do I have to move out? Do I seriously need to consider moving out for like good? Like go to my dad's or something? Because I really genuinely do not feel, it's not safe at home, but I don't feel comfortable even at my own house like that anymore. Do I have to really consider it? I have no idea, man. This is scary. This is why I don't like. It's like I have to conflict multiple options and multiple choices, but then there's a bunch of conflictions that just come with it. There's just too much that goes with just having to not even just move out, but having to settle in with something very familiar already. I'm not looking for no escape plan. I'm looking for my own sense of self again. It's like I completely, over time, lost it. And it's within the own home I'm already familiar with. And that's the crazy part. So, all that's to say, this was an emotional wreck of a weekend, aside from a few highlights of food and music and just having good times with people that I actually want to hang with. And they're not even in person with me. So, and the fact that some of them were able to meet up, the fact that one of them came from Texas to come to New York for a week or so, and they were able to meet up, and I couldn't even make proper plans just to be able to align with them, because Saturday it rained the whole weekend. I couldn't even go to a freaking watch party because it rained all day. Like, the watch party was only $10, and I know they would be overprotective and be like, Shane, knock knock, you can't be out at a certain time, this, that, and the third, and that. I'm like, I'm too old for this shit. Not like I would go out anyways, but in case if I was in a position where I have to go home late, why don't you trust me? Bro, I'm already at a break of a point where I need to experience life for what it is at some point. It's unfortunate, but again, well, how am I supposed to know how things go if I don't go out to experience? It's like with a J. Cole concert, one of the rare moments where I had to go home. But I would have to have them assume that I got home safely. But I went home alone within the train ride, back home, walking, and I was perfectly fine. I was aware of my surroundings. I wasn't just clogged into my phone. I was perfectly fine. But they want to make it seem like the world is ending the moment I step outside sometimes. It's crazy. This is why I'm restricted. But one of the last straws, before I continue to go in circles in certain instances, I was having a conversation with one of the guys. Apparently I was given a job opportunity. But it was so random. And of course, it's going to be something I didn't like. Of course. It wasn't going to be something that I didn't just like, but it was going to be something that they didn't even talk to me through, because they just assume off rip that I just need a straight up job. And they act as if I have the credentials for it. Oh, one of the women there, they're like, oh, being a teacher. This is the job opportunity of being a teacher, teaching math, science for K-12. Excuse me, does it look like I had educational credentials? I don't have those credentials. I went to college, but I didn't study education. You see the problem, bro? You see why I get so pissed at these people? How come you didn't just tell me off rip at times? I know you don't care. But you just want to do your own thing and do things without my consent and my consideration. Dude, how are you going to tell me there's a job opportunity, but something that's completely out of my field? You can't just do that. You can't just expect people to just be open for certain opportunities without you talking things through. But I've talked you things through with you. No, you haven't. You barely know me. And I thought you were cool at first. But now I see how it is. It's not even just the fact that, oh, I'm just going to take it far and just say you're a bad person. That's not true. We're not going in that part. We're going a part where, so some of these people really think highly of themselves. They really have big egos and pride. But they want to talk about, oh, but in order to be a leader and to stay in this position, they have to be humble. No, these people really think highly of themselves. These guys really think they know you. These guys seriously think that it's okay to just do whatever and not consider the other person. These guys lack awareness. These guys lack reality awareness. That's a problem. But they want to tell me I'm not living reality. You guys want to tell me I'm not living the real world enough. Fine. They got me. I'm not even shocked that they even approached it like that. Remember the first time? Within last month? It probably wasn't even the first time they did that to me within this space. Remember last month when I got randomly put into some other group for prayer call and I wasn't even consented to it? They just did whatever they wanted. Like, at least they made some changes, but don't just randomly shoehorn me into some group without you telling me straight up. That's why I hate. But these people don't care. They don't care to prioritize me. They don't care about me as an actual person. They only care about me as the Christian. Yo, these people need a dead reality check. It is so alarming, and I'm worried about them. It's been so tough because I don't want to have these tough conversations about these people. And most definitely they don't want to hear it. So they'll probably never hear that side of the story from me. All they're going to hear is that I left. That's it. You can't have harsh conversations with these people. You can't. You can't have difficult conversations. Even if they say, oh, we need to have difficult conversations in our life. No, we can't. I don't want a conversation with them. I don't want an in-depth conversation with any of them. Because they can't take it. They can't take my transparency. They can't even take my personality. So what do they think they're going to do when I actually am transparent with them? I don't like it here, bro. It's just been such a cesspool of constant nonsense and confusion. Why am I always confused around this space? Why am I always second guessing? Why am I always second guessing on how this space feels? Why did I even doubt the first time? Why did I feel such a weird vibe the first time, but I just went with it? Sometimes it happens, but over time you're just like, bro, I should have just never gone back. Or I should have just refused. I should have been a bit more bolder. I should have been more of a no guy. Because by that standard, now look what I've done. I put myself in the position again where I attract, they're not necessarily just toxic people. I don't think you can just call them that. I attract way too much stuck up people. That's a problem. Does this mean I'm a stuck up? In certain cases, sure. But in other cases, no. Because why am I attracting so many weird people? Why? Is it because, am I that intimidating? Maybe I am. In other cases, I genuinely don't even know if these people knew that I exist for me to be called intimidating. So how would I be intimidating if these people don't really acknowledge me, aside from being a Christian? Or they don't even acknowledge me as a person or a human. Because the moment that I even enter the room, it's like I have to even shoehorn myself into these spaces. I have to be, for the most part, always the one just initiating it. Or even some of the people that come up to me. It's almost as if I attract so many strange individuals. They're not strange because there's something higher and there's something more bigger and more issue. Nothing of, oh, they must be traffickers. No, we're not thinking that far. We're not thinking that far. They have to show me that. They have to show me that energy. Again though, they just don't have the self-awareness that they think they do, and just the general space. They don't have the awareness. They just have awareness of the mission. They just have the awareness of the Bible. They just have the awareness of just what they think. They don't have the awareness of other people. They don't have the psychology of actually reading people's hearts. Some people could say they are, just like, for example, my leader of my space, of the church. They don't genuinely have the heart to read. They don't actually read through people. They don't actually see and observe. They just be talking the talk. It's so hard leaving this religious space. It's not because I already didn't make up my decision. I already made up the decision a month ago. It's now about actually leaving. This is the most difficult part ever, and because my own situation is so complicated, it has so many freaking dots connected. There's just too much, not even just familiarity, but there's just too much alliances that even come up. It has its own sense of comeuppance, to the point where I don't even know how I'm going to be able to ever get out unless I move with my dad. Like, it's just borderline impossible. I already want to talk to my own parents about me moving out to New Jersey, and I can't even do that. I cannot have a conversation with these people at all. It's so hard. I can't even ask for a particular favor. It has gotten to that point, man. It's not even just the fact that it's a strained relationship. I am just disconnected from everybody in this space. I am. It is what it is. I feel some type of connection, at least with my brothers. But everybody else, it almost feels as if I have to force a connection because they're family. There's a reason why I was talking about I don't feel particularly comfortable at home. Is because I'm with people that I can't connect with and I can't be comfortable having conversations with anymore. It's like either way, I'm probably taking a losing situation. Because if I were to move in with my dad is somebody that is not getting any younger, and he's going to be somebody that is going to be hard to have in-depth conversations with. Not because I want advice from her or wisdom. I've gotten plenty of great advice and crazy stories and hilarious stories at that, even. It's just when it's time to have some type of support system, my dad's not going to be there the whole time for me. He's going to be doing his own thing. My dad is somebody that he's a very neutral, stoic person himself. I like being neutral and stoic too. It's just I'm at an age right now where I'm all over the place. It's because I'm dealing with two little guys at home. And going to my dad's house is one of the only times where I can be completely stable. But again, I would have to do a lot more at my dad's house in terms of not even just having to go work, not even just getting a job. Because I already have to get a job in the first place. But again, not even just getting a job, but I would have to learn from my mom how to cook from FaceTime, potentially. I would have to learn more from my mom how to cook and from FaceTime. I could probably learn from my stepbrother too, at that too. English is broken, not the point. And if I were to move with Texas, I am not familiar with Texas. I already had the experience with Florida where I hate getting driven everywhere. Texas wouldn't be great for me either. I'm just screwed either way. Oldest brother, I would have to hear these 3 kids constantly yelling and screaming. No, I'm screwed either way. I have to pick my poison. I'm stuck. I'm not afraid of making the wrong decision. I'm afraid of making a decision that could probably potentially pull me back even more, depending on where I go. Life is so crazy, bro. I really gotta pick my poison. It's all my fault in terms of being able to put myself in a position to be better. I haven't done that. It's been some years since I've been able to get myself to get it together. It's just been so difficult. I've messed up, I've fallen short a lot throughout the process ever since I left high school. I just wasn't ready for the real world. And I still am not. I don't know if I'll ever be ready for the real world. The real world just feels very unfamiliar in most cases. I feel disconnected from most people. I have to always overstep and just having to go the extra mile just for people to recognize and notice me. And some of the people that even come up to me are just straight, strange people. Could be a me issue, could be a them issue. Maybe that's just a part of the paradigm, is for me to attract to some of these people and for me to just completely ignore it. How do I even speak up for myself? How do I prioritize myself? I just don't know where to go. I probably just have to just be like that at that point. But when, where, how, why? I know the why part. I don't know the who, what, where, when part, and how part. I know the why, but everything else is such a question mark. These people act as if I'm not worried about my situation in certain instances. These people act like I'm perfectly okay with just staying in a line, or just staying stagnant, or just staying in the same place. They think I'm okay with that. I'm really not. Like, I'm okay with being a simple person. I'm now okay with staying in the exact same familiar house with these exact same familiar people, doing the exact same familiar routine, going to that space, going to a space that doesn't really prioritize me, targets me whenever I mess up and fall short. And the people that are just straight up weird, And I have to see these people every single Sunday. I cannot take a single day off. I can't take no breaks. Even when I want to prioritize myself, I want to go somewhere, I always have to just question, am I ready to even go out? Like, I'm even worried about myself even having to go out and just be like, hey mom, I want to go for a walk. Or hey mom, I'm about to go for a walk. I even have to question, should I do it? Oh my goodness, dude. Wow. I'm just living by another experience. Do I really have to act as if these past few days just didn't exist? These days are significant. Even if they're small, and they probably could be forgettable. Just because some of these are forgettable and just minuscule, they make a significant part of my life, you know? Like, I can't just act as if these are just other days, another typical day. Even some of the boring days, they could really bring me a lot of thought and perspective. Like, you need boredom days. You need days where you don't do anything. You need days where you need to get things done. You need days where you need to be busy. You need days where you need to be with family and just with family only. There needs to be days where you're just with friends and you need to just be with friends. There needs to be days where you're just mostly in solitude. So was I really bamboozled thinking that I had a future back when I got baptized in the Christian evangelical church? I really got led astray, psyoped, hypnotized, got in religious psychosis over the course of time. And now I gotten reminded and recalled why I went through what I went through in 2017 to 2021. I appreciate you guys for hearing me out, listening to me. I don't necessarily need advice. I just want you to listen to me. I don't need your extra input, unnecessary talking points. I just want you to listen to me, understand me, and see where I'm coming from. Just be present with me. I don't even think I'm going through a necessarily rough time. I'm just confused. There's things to look forward to within my life, with music, with nature, with certain people, with food. It's just confusing. It's just, what do I do? How do I go about it? I can't just talk about these certain things with just anybody. That's the issue. I mean, I could, but that would be way more of a risk than me having at least something to come back off of, and just understanding how to smartly, intelligently, precisely be able to choose my initiative. I think we'll see, guys. Don't worry about me. I'll be okay at the end.